to 5 in 30 minutes. We begin with ways to help your child to meet the challenges of kindergarten. Getting children ready for school means more than packing their lunches and getting them to the bus on time. We'll take a look at the kindergarten assessment and what it means to your little learner.
Now, if you want to start a new sentence, you need to put what at the end of your sentence?
Yeah.
There are no rules about what your child must know when entering kindergarten. There are ways you can boost your child's academic skills and chances for success.
It absolutely benefits their success. The more ready they are for kindergarten, the more successful they will be in the classroom. It helps with their confidence. We see that strong reading skills, reading readiness skills prior to kindergarten translates, all the way through the school years. So if they're strong in kindergarten, they're usually continue to be strong going up through the grades.
R, Z, N, F, W.
Carissa Nelson, kindergarten teacher at Fancher Creek Elementary in the Clovis Unified School District, says teachers will use an assessment to identify your child's strengths and weaknesses so they can guide your child's learning.
It's not a pass or fail test. We use the information gathered to know where each child is at in their learning.
As part of the assessment, kindergartners at Fancher Creek are asked to do such things as write their first name, count to 20, and make groups of objects up to 10. The kindergarten assessment can vary from school to school, but primarily consists of questions concerning basic skills.
Kindergarten readiness skills are going to be pretty standard no matter where your child goes to school. Basic kindergarten skills that would be assessed anywhere would be letter identification, number identification, colors, and shapes.
Fancher Creek administers a kindergarten assessment several times throughout the year.
We have one in May to create our classes. Then we do another one in August when the children enter kindergarten, and that's usually within the first 2 weeks of school, and it's a little bit more in-depth than the one that we give them in May. And that gives us a baseline for the year where they've started, and then we give that identical assessment at the end of the year so we can see how much they've grown.
Many students will have no preschool experience, and come the beginning of the school year, they will enter the classroom for the very first time. And preschool or no preschool, parents play a hugely important role in preparing their kids for kindergarten.
You can help your child be prepared for the assessment by talking with them ahead of time about what will be expected of them. It's a little nerve-wracking for the kids sometimes to come in and have a teacher say, okay, now tell me what letter this is, what number this is. So it's important just to kind of give them a heads up before the test that your teacher is going to be asking you some questions, and also let them know that it's okay if they don't know the answer to all of them, that they're still learning, and we just want to get an idea of what they still need to learn.
Parents can help their child learn the skills on the assessment in the years leading up to kindergarten by finding ways to incorporate them in everyday life.
So pointing out letters on signs as you're driving down the street, counting out pennies as you put them in their piggy bank. Reading with them every day is also very important, and also asking lots of questions. Just instilling in them that love of learning helps immensely once they get to school.
T-H-E. There you go. T-H-E. That's the way that you spell that.
Good job.
The bottom line, the more you help your child at home, the stronger their foundation will be when entering kindergarten. To learn more about the kindergarten assessment, just
important features in early childhood education and care, considering special needs education and support, are individualization and inclusion. We in Finland think that every child needs an individualized education and support. So it's not just for those who have special educational needs. We consider that every child's education must be individualized, and it is basically done with an individual early childhood education and care plan. And this is drafted for every child. Of course, with some children, their needs are more long-lasting and multiple, as others has only minor or temporary need for support. But all in all, support is for everyone, and also this individual early childhood education and care plan is drafted, therefore for everyone. When the child is observed to have more long-lasting or multiple needs for support, pedagogical planning process and individual support arrangements and also cooperation are immediately intensified. Because according to our legislation, child has a right to get support right after his or her needs has occurred. And it is given to the child in his or her own daycare group. So we emphasize inclusion, therefore. Now I will describe these ideas that we have in Finland through an example. Anna is a 4-year-old girl and she is participating in early childhood education and care in inclusive daycare group. In addition to ordinary activities, Anna receives support concerning communication, cognitive and motor skills and development. As we can see, Anna receives multiple forms of support. Also, some structural changes have been made in order to meet Anna's needs and other children's needs also in daycare group. Pedagogical support includes pedagogical courses of action, adaptation of learning environment in a daycare center, all the equipments and so on. For example, in some child's cases, this could mean pictures or signing with the speech, or for example, an agreement between the adults that an adult sits beneath the child in a group situations. Again, support is need-based, and if the needs of the child change, then also the support has to change. Structural arrangements in Anna's case, as assistant and fewer children in a group, are usually organized when child's needs are a bit more long-lasting and diverse. Anna also has assistant, as I said, and her supports Anna in her active participation, peer relations and learning in a group. In Anna's individual early childhood education and care plan, for example, an objective related to Anna's personal iPad is set. In these plans, in general, objectives are always set to pedagogical work and to professionals. Also, the evaluation and assessment of them is pedagogical, and it focuses on how well the set targets and measures supported the child and how well did the professional manage to support the child. So it's not about assessing the child as individual, it's pedagogical assessment, literally. Anna's parents have also participated in drafting of Anna's plan, and Anna has also been asked to tell about her views about her education. And this is all written in Anna's early childhood education and care plan. In all this, Anna's own team in kindergarten, teachers and other staff play a key role. In Finnish system, early childhood education, special education teachers work mainly as consultative professionals. They visit daycare groups regularly, they co-teach with general teachers, and they show the way towards school pedagogical practices. They also support staff in a group. This can mean, for example, discussions, it can be in-service training, or it can be participation in interdisciplinary meetings, for example, with therapists or parents. However, the general staff in a group is the main responsible for supporting the children. And this is of course possible due to highly trained professionals which we have in Finland. Early childhood education professionals cooperate closely also with other professionals. Especially therapists are commonly seen in daycare centers as they more and more organize therapy sessions in child's own daycare center, many times even in child's own group. This helps to include child's rehabilitation in his or her everyday life, as you can see on Anna's example. Therapists also consult staff, for example, about how to support child's speech in a group in daily activities. Interdisciplinary teams with therapists, psychologists, and healthcare professionals are also generally organized in daycare. But all in all, an important and the most important partner in cooperation are the child's parents. This cooperation consists of day-to-day discussions when the child arrives to daycare or leaves home after day, and also more organized meetings, for example, considering child's education plan. So this is our system. It's about need-based approach, it's about inclusion, it's about individualization of every child's education, it's about a lot of cooperation, and parents and child's active role. And all this plays upon the idea about the child as an active, participating agent in his or her own growth and education. And after all, it's the responsibility of us adults to work for the child and to make things such as it is okay for the child to be in daycare and that he or she feels well and grows and develops.
Numerous researches show how important it is for children to be exposed to proper holistic development. Child development starts as early as infancy, and their early experiences have a great effect on their future physical, emotional, and social development. Optimizing the childhood years is the best investment we can make for their future and the future of this country. This is easy enough if you can afford to pay for your child's educational and developmental needs. But what if you can't? This is the problem facing thousands and thousands of families across the Philippines. Fortunately, there is a solution. The Philippine government recognized the need for early childhood care as early as the 70s, when Presidential Decree 1567 required every barangay to have a daycare center. In the year 2000, Republic Act 8918 established a National Child Care Development System. And in 2013, Republic Act 10410 placed the responsibility of the care of children from the ages 0 to 4 years old on the Early Childhood Care and Development Council. The Early Childhood Care and Development Council is the primary agency that supports the government's sustainable and integrated early childhood care and development programs such as health, nutrition, early education, and social services.
The ECCD Council is supported by the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation in funding the establishment of the National Child Development Centers, or NCDCs, and the conversion of existing daycare centers into child development centers located in areas surrounding NCDCs.
The National Child Development Center is a flagship project that supports the various programs of the Council. The NCDC is a national learning center that showcases the best practices of integrated ECCD services. It is also a laboratory for conducting research and innovations about ECCD. Likewise, it is a resource center for the community to enhance the parenting skills and capabilities. Cities and municipalities that are willing to participate and have the ECCD program as a priority in their community. Funding is provided by the ECCD Council, and as a counterpart responsibility of the LGUs, they will provide a 250 square meter lot, perimeter fence, playground facilities, and a child development teacher to be trained by the ECCD Council.
The National Child Development Center, or the NCDC, is the flagship program of the ECCD Council. The NCDC is a child-friendly facility that serves as the first school of children in the barangay level, and its main goal is to provide and expand access to quality early childhood care and development.
Importance of early childhood care and development is its impact on brain development, on economic gains, and on school readiness, on health and nutrition, and advocating for child's rights at an early age. The ECCD Council has a three-pronged approach in implementing the National Early Childhood Care and Development. This includes access, quality, sustainability, and efficiency. The challenges that we are facing in ECCD are the following. One is the systematic professionalization of early childhood development personnel. Number two, continuous rollout of policies and guidelines. Number three, investing on ECCD programs on the ground through advocacy and mobilization, and the legislation and implementing mechanism for ECCD programs. The future directions of the ECCD councils include the following. One is the continuous cooperation with the duty bearers, who are the families, the barangays, the local government officials, the national and international communities. And second, the operationalization of ECCD roadmaps in the national and international levels.
It's easy to see how important early childhood care and development is for the future of the Filipino children. With your help and support, together, we can make this dream into a reality.